Melvin was born and raised in Baltimore and in Columbia and is a graduate of the Writing Seminars of Hopkins. He's published 2 books of poetry in the first place and Blue Notes and Blessing Songs. Melvin was the editor of Chicory Magazine and is a former faculty member of Sojourner Douglas College and Towson. Please join me in welcoming Melvin.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be with Anders, and I want to thank David and the rest of the folks for inviting me. I want to read a few different types of poems. Everybody hear me okay? I want to read a few different types of poems with my allotted time. I never really dated my poems, and at my age now, I can only remember the decade that I wrote it. I can't remember the dates, but I wrote this in the 70s. And this is for a lady by the name of Rashida Vandeli Imani, who passed over into eternity. And the title of this poem is On the 17th day after Puddin had left. After Puddin had left, after she walked away with her slew-footed baby self, I would walk into rooms sometimes completely forgetting why I had gone into them. And whenever this happened, it was so embarrassing. My body would jerk and quiver uncontrolled, and my face would heat up, and something in it would rattle. I'd have to clasp my hands around my head and make it all stop. For 17 days, I couldn't tell whether I was the damaged part of a whole thing or a whole thing damaged. But on the 17th day after Puddin had left, I found an old washcloth of hers that she had left behind. I remember carrying it from room to room and putting it to my lips, licking it. I think this was a way of holding kisses to my mouth. I was the editor of a magazine for 10 years. I can remember when I would read submissions that poems that mentioned butterflies, when I would read them, that was my bias. I knew that I probably wasn't going to use this poem in the magazine if it had a reference to butterflies. So last year I wrote a poem with butterflies. And it's called Come Back Mariposas Monarca. Volve Mariposas Monarca. Volve Mariposas Monarca. Monarch butterflies line dancing on wind currents. They dazzle like fluttering jewels or like colorful miniature kites sailing across the sky. From Mexico, across the promised land, to Canada and back. Airborne and resurrected from chrysalis tombs, they know once again, unlike us, what the snow geese know. The sky is everywhere sky. Cielo está todas partes cielo. Sky is everywhere sky. Volve mariposas monarca. Volve mariposas monarca. Monarch butterflies, hip-hop bopping, soaring on pockets and streams of air along the coastlines and over the lakes and rivers. Once again, they know, unlike us, what the spawning fish know, that anywhere they swim, there is only one ocean. Solo hay un oceano, there is only one ocean. Solar navigating high in the sky, metamorphosing somewhere between heaven and earth. They are transmigrational souls on a journey. They are the same spirits with new beginnings. Somos mismos espíritus con nuevos comienzos. Somos mismos espíritus con nuevos comienzos. Along the way, they fly smoothly over natural barriers. They witness the changing foliage and terrain. They see their other earthbound compatriots on the ground down below. Bison, armadillos, gray wolves, bighorn sheep. Some in danger of extinction, habitats destroyed, cut off from migration routes, separated from food and water sources by fences and walls, Volve mariposos monarcha, volve mariposos monarcha, monarch butterflies parading on thermal updrafts, oblivious to the turbulent warming human globe. Their iridescent wings of orange, black, and yellow, and white are flag colors of no nation fluttering over the borders, from Canada across the promised land to Mexico and back again. Come back, mariposos monarcha. Come back, mariposos monarcha. We need them to always come back. We need to always see them celebrating themselves against a distant, soft, and simple sunset. We need them to always come back, reminding us that whatever direction they're going, they're always coming home. This is a poem for Mary Baraka. It's an old poem, too. Each time you go out wearing a new coat made from only the gifts of every instant of your life, and so long that it drags the ground of your own present history. Each time that you throw your collar up and you step out into that night to lean against the steel reins and blinding winds of a world growing so ugly and cold. Each time you squint your eyes and you scream that your true name is still beautiful and unconsumed and lives deep in your throat. I wonder if it lives there in ashes or in flame. So, in 2015, during the Baltimore uprising after the death of Freddie Gray, I was reading a newspaper, and on the front page of the newspaper, there was an article about the uprising. And a few columns over, there was an article about an earthquake in Nepal occurring at the same time as the uprising in Baltimore. So I said, you can't give me some irony to work with, have me not work with it. So I came up with this. It's called, it's long too. It's a piece called The Earthquakes in Nepal and the People Quake in Baltimore, in memory of Freddie Gray and the Baltimore uprising. About 7,000 miles separates the villages of Nepal from the streets of Baltimore City. But one weekend in the spring of 2015, at almost the same time an earthquake underneath the villages of Nepal, at almost the same time an earthquake in a distant land, people in a major American city felt quaking from way down deep inside. In Nepal, the epicenter of the quaking was near Kathmandu, and it ended with the killing of 8,000 people. In Baltimore, the epicenter was near North and Pennsylvania Avenue, and it began with the killing of one man. Of the earthquake in Nepal, geologists confirmed that they have known for decades that there were these underlying causes and pre-existing conditions and below the surface reasons. They explained that about 50 million years ago, India crashed into Asia, creating huge fault lines underneath. And when there is stress and a sudden movement along these faults, that there are huge tectonic plates underground that drift apart and collide against the Earth's crust, causing the Earth to quake. And so when the earth quakes, we know that it's because of things that have been known for decades. It is because of underlying causes. It is because of pre-existing conditions. It is because of below-the-surface reasons. But what does it mean for a people to quake from deep down inside? And how do we measure its magnitude? What do we know about seismic disturbances deep within a people? And how do we explain the quaking inside the people of Baltimore? If the earth quakes because there is a movement that is a sudden drifting apart and a crashing of the earth's crust, a movement that is a quaking inside of people could be a brokenness from an awful lacking and a shuddering, injurious instability and shock and stress and a convulsive, angry, violent heaving as in an absence of health and hunger unsatisfied. Where quaking inside of people be a raw, painful hurt and a trembling like a prolonged, dull, gnawing, aching eruption from a building up and a suffering of deprivation extreme from conditions poor and a poverty of need. Could this empty space deep down inside be the cause of the people's quaking because of faults, uncontrolled, causing a bashing and a crushing out of lives, black, that matter, refusing to be black shadows of people underneath the salt? And if the earthquaking in Nepal resulted in people being killed, and the quaking deep inside the people of Baltimore was the result of the killing of people, then could that be the cause of a pre-existing condition, like a hardened scar created deep in the earth's skin, the festering beneath without hope of healing? And could these deaths, wrongful and violent, be a wrenching suffocation, and the denial of these deaths be like a tear of flesh and a fault, and a defect and a structural destruction, like the colliding and shattering when the earth quakes? And so maybe the people always feel tremors of murderous intentions and a brutal forcing of it, a total disregard for, and an intentional moving against ignored human blood. And unlike the earth's crust, the quaking of a people's breathing is a choking agitation and fear and anger and rage that becomes an existing condition. It becomes a quaking because the causes that have wounded and killed below the surface are an extirpation of a people. And the reasons that become the suffering are the signs everyone refuses to see exist generation after generation after generation. And this reopening wounds that were known and were never closed create the sudden movement of the people against the harm they feel, year after decade, year after decade, year after decade, which begins the tremors of the rapid back and forth movement from agitation to rage, which lays bare the fractured, jagged, aching from deep down inside that heaves and boils over and cracks the surface and turns air into flame that has no regard for badges and barricades and curfews and buildings and borders and walls. And so the next time the quaking deep inside of the people could be the quaking inside of the people of Baltimore again, or the quaking inside the people of Ferguson again, or Charlotte, or Oakland, or Chicago, or New York, or Cleveland, or Charleston, or Los Angeles, or any American city thousands of miles away from the villages of Nepal. But for right now, we watch and wonder and wait in the streets of Baltimore City, just like the villages of Nepal, not knowing when the day or hour or minute will come when we shudder again, when we feel the tremors again, when we look into each other's faces in silences and in prayers. So I got one more poem, and my last poem is on a lighter note. I'll end with this poem. It's called "A Downtown Parking Space Blues," and I wrote it in the tradition of Langston Hughes and Sterling Brown, poets who wrote poetry in the blues form tradition. And I call it Downtown Parking Space Blues. I've been riding around the block, y'all, just trying to park this car. Said I've been riding around the block, people just trying to park this old car. You see, I don't want to pay no money and I don't want to walk too far. See, I'm trying to pick up my baby. She works here at the department store. I said, I'm trying to pick up my sweet baby. She works down here at the department store. She said she's tired of waiting for the bus because it's cold and her feet are sore. Well, now I thought I'd double park a while and wait for my baby that way. You know, I thought I'd double park a while and wait for my baby that way. But then along comes this old policeman come telling me I can't stay. Well, I'm so tired of riding around here, y'all, I think I'll pull into the underground lot. I'm so tired of riding around here, people, I think I'll pull into the underground lot. But Lord, these people underground, they want some more money than I got. I'm going to tell y'all something, people, about these crazy crowded downtown streets. said, I'm going to tell y'all something, people, about these crazy crowded downtown streets. Pretty soon they're going to start charging folks just to park their fees. Well, now I hope my baby come out here soon, y'all, because I'm about to run out of gas. I said I just hope my baby come out here soon, y'all, because I'm just about to run out of gas. See, if my baby don't come out here soon, y'all, I think I'm going to have to leave her gas. Thank you very much.